Once upon a time, in a serene African village nestled amidst rolling hills and lush greenery, there lived a woman named Nia and her devoted husband. Their story was one marked by love and longing, for despite their many years of marriage, their home remained devoid of the joyous laughter of children. Nia had borne the burden of multiple pregnancies, each one ending abruptly in heartache and despair as miscarriage stole away their hopes of parenthood. Whispers began to circulate through the village, weaving a tapestry of suspicion and fear around Nia. Some claimed she was cursed, while others whispered of dark witchcraft shrouding her every step. Even her husband's family, succumbing to the weight of superstition, urged him to take another wife, believing Nia to be a harbinger of misfortune. Yet amidst the tumult of doubt and distrust, her husband remained steadfast in his love, unwavering in his belief that one day Nia would bear him the child they so desperately desired. Years stretched into decades, and hope flickered like a lone candle in the gathering shadows of despair. But fate, as capricious as the winds that swept across the savannah, held a surprise in store for the childless couple. Against all odds, Nia found herself with child once more, her womb cradling the promise of new life. Yet the villagers, scarred by the bitter memories of past sorrows, greeted the news with skepticism, their hearts guarded against the pain of yet another loss. As Nia's pregnancy progressed, murmurs of disbelief gave way to whispers of anticipation, tinged with the faintest glimmer of hope. But even as the village awaited the arrival of the long-awaited child, shadows of doubt lingered, casting a pall over what should have been a time of celebration. And then, on a day bathed in golden sunlight and fragrant with the scent of jasmine, Nia brought forth not one but two beautiful girls into the world. Maya and Nana, born of Nia's enduring love and unwavering faith, were a revelation unto the village, their arrival heralding a new chapter in the tapestry of their lives. But amidst the jubilant cries of joy that echoed through the village, a seed of doubt took root in the hearts of the villagers. For twins were a rarity unseen in those hallowed lands. Yet as the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, Maya and Nana thrived under the watchful gaze of their adoring parents, their laughter weaving a melody of innocence and wonder through the fabric of the village. Men and women alike flocked to their doorstep, drawn by the irresistible charm that seemed to radiate from the twins like a beacon of light in the darkness. But beneath the veneer of adoration that cloaked the twins lay a power, ancient and mysterious, that set them apart from their peers. With a mere word, they could soothe the most troubled heart or lay low the proudest spirit. Their touch was as gentle as a summer breeze, yet held within it the power to shape destinies and rewrite the very fabric of reality. And so Maya and Nana grew, their days filled with laughter and song, their nights illuminated by the soft glow of fireflies dancing beneath the starlit sky. But amidst the idyllic splendor of their existence, a shadow lurked, a harbinger of change and uncertainty that would cast its long shadow over the village. It began innocently enough, a chance encounter at the village market that would set into motion a chain of events that would forever alter the course of their lives. Amanda, a well-known trader in the village, took the twins under her wing, treating them as her own and showering them with gifts and affection. But one fateful day, in a moment of careless abandon, the twins incurred Amanda's wrath, and in her anger, she struck out at them with a fury born of wounded pride. But the twins, far from cowering in fear, met her blows with laughter, their innocent mirth ringing out like a clarion call amidst the chaos of the market square. And then, with a solemnity born of ancient wisdom, they uttered a prophecy that would send shivers down the spines of all who heard it. For they spoke of a curse, woven from the threads of fate and destiny, that would bind Amanda's actions to her own flesh and blood, a reckoning wrought from the depths of their own sorrow. And true to their word, when Amanda returned home that evening, she found her daughter racked with pain, the marks of her fury etched upon her flesh like a map of suffering. But even as the village recoiled in horror at the twins' newfound power, there were those who saw in them not creatures of darkness, but vessels of hope and redemption. For in their presence the sick found solace, the lost found direction, and the broken found healing. And so, as Maya and Nana's fame spread far and wide, so too did the whispers of fear and awe that followed in their wake. For they were no longer mere children of the village. but living embodiments of a power beyond mortal comprehension. But amidst the swirling currents of uncertainty that surrounded them, there remained one constant, one guiding light that would illuminate their path through the darkest of nights. For in the depths of their mother's love, they found the strength to weather any storm, the courage to face any foe, and the wisdom to see beyond the veil of illusion that shrouded their destiny. And so as Maya and Nana stood upon the precipice of adulthood, their hearts filled with a sense of purpose and determination, they knew that whatever trials lay ahead, they would face them together, bound by the unbreakable bonds of love and sisterhood that had carried them through the darkest of nights. For theirs was a story not just of two girls, but of an entire village united in the face of adversity, of love triumphing over fear, and of hope enduring in even the bleakest of times. And as they looked out upon the horizon, their spirits buoyed by the promise of a new dawn, they knew that their journey was far from over, for wherever life may lead them, they would always carry with them the lessons they had learned, the bonds they had forged, and the love that had sustained them through it all. Binger and Bayo were inseparable companions from their earliest days. Their friendship, forged in the innocence of childhood, blossomed into a bond as sturdy as the oldest tree in the village. They shared not only a deep affection, but also a common profession: hunting. From the time they were old enough to hold a bow, they ventured into the forest together, tracking game and providing for their families and neighbors. Their unity was so profound that wherever Binger went, Bayo was sure to follow, and vice versa. The villagers came to rely on seeing them together, a steadfast duo woven into the fabric of community life. Whether it was delivering meat to households or embarking on hunting expeditions, Binger and Bayo were always by each other's side. One fateful day, their path led them to the doorstep of Chief Alafia, a man of considerable wealth and influence in the village. Chief Alafia's daughter, A.B., graciously received them, treating them to a feast of local delicacies and refreshing palm wine. As they dined, A.B.'s eyes fell upon Bayo, and she remarked upon his handsome visage. Bayo, equally enchanted, returned the compliment, and a playful exchange ensued, sparking the flames of a burgeoning romance. In due time, Bayo and A.B. were joined in matrimony, their union heralded by the village with much joy and celebration. Blessed with the abundance of Chief Alafia's riches, Bayo's fortune soared, and he lacked for nothing. Their marital bliss was further amplified when A.B. gave birth to twin boys, a testament to their love and fertility. Meanwhile, Binger found love in the arms of Bisola, the amiable orange seller whose bright smile had captivated his heart. Their wedding bells rang not long after, echoing the joyous union of their friends. However, despite their fervent prayers and supplications, Binger and Bisola remained childless, their home devoid of the laughter and patter of little feet. Desperate for a solution, Binger turned to Bayo for help. Together, they sought the aid of a renowned fertility specialist in the village, hoping for a miracle to bless their union with the gift of offspring. Yet the exorbitant cost of the treatments proved prohibitive for Binger, whose modest means could not match the demands of the healer. In the midst of their struggle, Binger's mother, driven by the fervor of maternal longing, unwittingly exacerbated their pain. Her well-intentioned but misguided remarks only served to deepen the wounds of infertility, casting a shadow over Binger and Bisola's happiness. Feeling the weight of his friend's burden, Bayo stepped forward as a beacon of support. He generously offered to cover the expenses of the fertility treatments, easing the financial strain on Binger's shoulders. Grateful for his friend's kindness, Binger's hopes were reignited, fueled by the prospect of a future filled with the laughter of children. However, fate had other plans in store. Despite their efforts, the fertility tests revealed a disheartening diagnosis. Binger's low sperm count stood as a formidable obstacle on their path to parenthood. Crushed by the news, Binger and Bisola grappled with feelings of inadequacy and despair, their dreams of a family slipping further from their grasp. In the face of adversity, Binger's mother, consumed by her desire for grandchildren, lashed out in frustration, directing her ire at Bisola. Her hurtful words pierced Bisola's heart like arrows, yet she bore the brunt of the insults in stoic silence, shielding her husband from further anguish. Despite the absence of children, Binger and Bisola's love endured, steadfast and unwavering. They found solace in each other's embrace, drawing strength from their shared bond as they weathered the storms of life together. As the years passed, their love remained a beacon of hope amidst the trials and tribulations that beset them. Though the halls of their home echoed with silence, their hearts resounded with the symphony of enduring love, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity. As she turned to go, a strange feeling gripped her. Her feet, which should have carried her home, were stuck in place, as if the earth itself held them. Panic filled her heart as she realized the river had seen through her disguise. Amara was trapped by her own choices, and the reality of her situation hit her hard. Once upon a time in a small African village, there lived a family known by all. Mazi, the head of the family, had two wives, O and Uchi, each with a daughter. Ugo, O's daughter, was pretty, but Uchi's daughter Amara was breathtakingly beautiful. Everyone in the village couldn't stop talking about her, especially after the prince saw her and decided he would marry her when she was old enough. But not everyone was happy about this. O, the first wife, was green with envy. She believed her daughter deserved the prince's attention, not Amara. O never hid her feelings and was always cold to Amara, though nobody openly talked about it. The prince, young and noble, only had eyes for Amara. Whenever he came through the village, he looked only for her. But Amara was a simple girl who loved playing with her friends, helping her mother Uchi, and dreaming under the starry sky. She never understood how much the prince admired her. In O's heart, a plan was brewing, a plan born from envy and bitterness, a plan to turn the tides in her daughter's favor. Little did Amara know that her stepmother's envy would soon turn her simple, joyful life into a twisted tale of deceit and struggle. One day, O cooked up a cunning plan to spoil Amara's good name. She hid one of her most precious necklaces in a pile of clothes that Amara was supposed to wash at the river. Amara innocently found the necklace, intending to return it to O after finishing her chores, but O accused her of theft. Amara tried to explain, but nobody believed her until her mother, Uchi, stepped in and revealed the truth. The villagers embraced Amara, and her reputation remained untarnished. However, this incident strained the bond between the two families. O's heart grew darker with envy, and she hatched an even more sinister plan during the village festival. She manipulated Amara into breaking a taboo by visiting the river, hoping to harm her. But as Amara went to the river disguised as a boy, she found herself trapped by the river's curse. Uchi, Amara's mother, stood by her side, visiting her daily and bringing her comfort. Their bond grew stronger, and despite the village's gossip, Uchi's love remained unwavering. As the festival neared its end, O made a fatal mistake, mistaking her own daughter for Amara and accidentally harming her. In the end, justice was served, and Amara's life, once overshadowed by jealousy and deceit, was now filled with promise and honor. In the mountains near a village in southern Algeria, there lived a Marabout, hermit, saint. Everyone loved him and honored him for his piety and great kindness. He prayed all day long, and even at night by the light of the moon, one could see him praying. Always he was going through his amber rosary beads and thinking about good and evil. Many came to this man for wise counsel. One day, while the saint was praying, sitting as usual on his mat, a rich lord, accompanied by his squire, approached him. He came to ask how to protect his vast and bountiful lands from the frequent raids of enemies. The wise Marabout listened to him and promised to help. The old man descended from the mountain on which he lived into the valley. There trees grew in abundance, flowers bloomed, springs flowed, and birds sang. Marabout went to ask the inhabitants of this marvelous land to help the man who was suffering from the raids of enemies. But the people did not heed the request of the holy elder. They themselves were not in danger. They had peace and prosperity. Offended by the denial of support, the lord who came to the Marabout went out alone with his few troops against the enemies. And alas, he was defeated. The old Marabout's anger knew no bounds. With a staff in his hand, he left the fertile land, cursed this people who did not want to come to the aid of man. Marabu inflicted misfortunes on their fertile land, and it gradually became dead and barren. The rivers dried up, the trees withered, the beautiful flowers and shrubs in the gardens wilted. Nothing remained but weedy dry grass, which the wind picked up and carried far away. From that time on, there were no more trees, no more green, no more water, and no more freshness. The whole land became deserted and bare, and they called it Sahara. But the Almighty felt pity for this devastated land. He breathed on the rose petals and created oases from them. Only their fresh water flows and palm trees provide welcome shade to the poor inhabitants of the desert once so rich. In the distant Latte Kingdom, one Saturday night, a set of twins was born, two beautiful girls who became part of King Papa and Queen Mama Arusa's family. Their father was a successful gold merchant who conducted business far and wide. He named the newborn twins Ero and Asak. As the twins grew up, a significant physical difference became apparent between them, despite eating the same meals at the same time. Ero looked too thin, tall and skinny, while Asak, the other twin, appeared chubby. As they matured, Ero became the target of mockery in the village due to her figure. People called his names like skeleton, a skinny fish, and she often cried at home, where her parents tried to console her. Even her twin sister Asak offered words of encouragement. Nobody wanted to be friends with Ero. Most social groups in the village rejected her. The few groups that accepted her often used every opportunity to humiliate or laugh at her until she stopped attending their gatherings. On the contrary, Asak had many friends and was part of various village social groups. Ero found solace in her cooking skills amidst all the chaos. She was an excellent cook, and whenever she prepared meals for her family, they praised her for the delicious food. However, outside her home, villagers mocked her for being thin. Whenever they went to the market, people compared and whispered about them. One day at the market, a fish seller said, "Asak, why are you sucking Ero's blood?" Everyone joined in laughter. Another person added, "Be careful of the strong wind tomorrow, Ero, so you don't lose your balance." Ero was deeply saddened and couldn't speak. Asak angrily defended her sister. But things changed when Haru, Asak's boyfriend, visited. Haru, the son of a cocoa farmer, had been in a relationship with Asak for 2 years. He informed her that they couldn't get married because his family feared their children might inherit Ero's thinness. Asak was devastated and began resenting her sister. She was later ostracized from her social groups for standing up for Ero. Asak blamed Ero for her troubles and decided to make her sister's life miserable. She sabotaged Ero's cooking and contaminated her bathing water. Ero realized her sister's cruelty, but remained silent. Asak publicly insulted Ero, calling her a skinny skeleton, to humiliate her further. Their parents scolded Asak, but she showed no remorse. During a Queen Maiden competition preparation, Ero met Audio, an organizer from a neighboring kingdom. Audio encouraged Ero to participate, recognizing her unique beauty. Despite initial hesitation, Ero agreed to attend the competition. At the competition, organized by the host Kingdom Boar, Ero surprised everyone with her culinary skills and determination. She found the hidden treasure and won the competition, becoming the Queen Maiden of the Three Kingdoms. Upon returning home, Asak apologized to Ero, realizing her mistakes. They reconciled, and the village learned to embrace their differences. The story teaches the importance of self-acceptance and standing up against bullying. Asak's apology to Ero marked a turning point in their relationship. Ero forgave her twin sister wholeheartedly, and they embraced each other with genuine affection. The villagers, witnessing this transformation, also began to change their attitudes towards Ero. Slowly but steadily, Ero started gaining respect and admiration in the village. Her victory in the Queen Maiden competition earned her recognition and praise from people who once mocked her. They realized that Ero's uniqueness was not a flaw, but a strength that set her apart. The newfound acceptance and support from her community boosted Ero's confidence. She no longer felt ashamed of her appearance, but embraced it proudly. Asak, on the other hand, learned valuable lessons about empathy, kindness, and the importance of family bonds. Over time, Ero and Asak's bond grew stronger than ever. They stood by each other through thick and thin, supporting and encouraging one another in every endeavor. Ero continued to showcase her culinary skills, becoming renowned not just in the village, but across the kingdoms. One day, a royal emissary arrived in the village with an invitation from the king of Boar Kingdom. The invitation was extended to Ero, inviting her to serve as the royal chef in the palace. It was a prestigious opportunity that Ero couldn't resist. With Asak's encouragement and blessings from their parents, Ero embarked on a new journey to the Boar Kingdom. She dazzled the royal court with her culinary creations, earning accolades and admiration from nobles and commoners alike. Years passed, and Ero's fame as a chef reached legendary status. She traveled to different kingdoms, showcasing Latte Kingdom's culinary traditions and earning international acclaim. Asak, too, became a respected figure in her own right, known for her compassion and advocacy. The twins' story became a symbol of resilience, love, and the power of self-acceptance. They inspired many others to embrace their uniqueness and stand up against injustice.